Hello students of class 9. So this is my second video on the poem The Gift of India, and so I shall be starting with the second stanza. So before I start with the second stanza, I would like to tell you one thing that I have missed out in my previous video, that the poem Gift of India is, or it falls under the genre of, we can classify it as it is an anti-war poem. We can also say it is a patriotic poem, and we can also say it's an elegy. So before I start with second stanza, I will give you the definition of what is anti-war poem. I hope you people know that the anti-war poem is something which is against war, anti. So this poem Gift of India is an anti-war poem because throughout the poem we will see that the poet Sarojini Naidu, she is talking against war. She's trying to express the only, one and only thing, that war, we should not do war, we should not wage war because war is useless. So it is an anti-war because this poem was written during the backdrop of 1914, and First World War changed the minds of all the poets. First World War made the people, not only people but also the author and the poets, like the Victorian poets, the Elizabethan poets, all the poets made them, like, this war made the poets realize that war is not something that we should glorify. It is not at all a glorious thing. So it is an anti-war poem. It is also a patriotic poem because throughout the poem, Sarojini Naidu she's trying to arouse the feeling of nationalism among the people. She's trying to arouse this feeling not only among the people but the readers who are reading this poem. And this can also be called an elegy. Now, what is an elegy? An elegy is what? It is a lament on the dead one. So here, lament on the dead one means the poet Sarojini Naidu, she is talking about the dead Indian soldiers, and she is lamenting, she is crying, she is weeping, she is mourning for the dead Indian soldiers. So this poem can also be called an elegy. It can also fall under the genre of elegy because it is a lament on the dead soldiers. So let me just write down the meaning of elegy. So elegy is the lament on dead soldiers. Lament on dead people. So here the poem, it is a lament on the dead soldiers. So as I said, that this poem Gift of India is written for us to know the facts that Indian soldiers, that there are so many Indian soldiers who fought for us, who gave who laid down their lives in the foreign countries, and we should know all the deeds, we should know their deeds, and we should respect, honor their deeds. We should also try to keep them in our memory, that for the deeds done by the Indian soldiers. So now coming to the second stanza. Gathered like pearls. So here pearls are what? Pearls are the Indian soldiers. So Indian soldiers are compared with pearls. This is simile, which again I will discuss in one of my videos. Figures of speech, I will discuss everything in another video of mine. So here in this video I will not go to figures of speech. Just know that gathered like pearls means the Indian soldiers, they are all gathered, or they are all like scattered like pearls in their alien graves. Alien means graves. I hope you know that their dead bodies are lying where? Their dead bodies are lying in the foreign countries. Their dead bodies are lying in foreign countries. Alien graves lying in foreign countries. Foreign countries. So the dead bodies are lying in the foreign countries because the Indian soldiers did not even get a chance to come back to their own country, to come back to Mother India, or to rest in the lap of the mother. They did not even get that opportunity. So they are all like the pearls lying in the alien graves. Silent they sleep by the Persian waves. Silent they sleep means they are lying dead. All the Indian soldiers are dead, and they are lying where? By the... So they are lying where? They are lying by the Persian waves. So Persian waves here means, as I said, that the First World War took place in the eastern and western countries. So Persian waves as in Persia, in Iran, then Flanders, Belgium, France. These were the countries where First World War took place. And they are scattered like shells on Egyptian sand. So these Indian soldiers, they are like the shells. They have been compared to a shell, and they are now lying scattered on in the foreign countries on Egyptian sands. They lie with pale brows and brave broken hands. So the last stanza, the last line of the second stanza gives us the horror images of war. That they lie with pale brows, their body is colorless because they are dead now. Colorless bodies, lifeless bodies, and with broken hands. So this broken hands, you can understand the image of a war. That all the bodies, the hands there, leg there. So this is the horror image, the horrific images of war. And so to intensify that image of war, she is using these words to make us understand that war is something which we should not do. So in the third stanza, again she is saying, they are strewn like blossoms mown down by chance on the blood-brown meadows of Flanders and France. Can you measure the grief of the tears I weep, or compass the woe of the watch I keep? So now, again in this third stanza, she has compared the Indian soldiers with flowers. So these Indian soldiers, they are now lying dead. They are like these flowers, beautiful flowers, innocent flowers, brave flowers, which are strewn as in which are taken forcibly, or which are scattered in the foreign countries and mown down by chance. Mown down means killed. So these Indian soldiers were killed in the First World War, and they were killed. Why? Because the battle which the Indian soldiers fought, it was not their battle. It was the battle of the British people, the Allied forces. But still the Indian soldiers had to fight their battle, and they lost their lives for the sake of someone else's battle. So that was meaningless. So for that reason she is saying by chance, because in the eye of the poet Sarojini Naidu, their death was by chance. They were killed by chance. They were not supposed to die so young, because it was not their battle. So that is why she is saying mown down by chance on the blood-brown meadows of Flanders in France. So Flanders in France, these are some of the places where the First World War took place, and she has mentioned the name Flanders and France. Now blood-brown meadows, what is blood-brown meadows? Meadows, you know, an open field, grass field. It's an open grass field, and blood-brown means the natural color of a meadow is brown. The color of the land is brown. Okay, but it has become what? It has become blood, which means it has turned into a color of red color. Why? Because the blood of the Indian soldiers are there on the meadow. The dead soldiers, the soldiers are dead, they are lying, and their blood has turned the color of the land into blood red color. So on the blood brown meadows, so this is an imagery. We call the sentence blood brown meadows imagery. So they are lying dead on the meadows of Flanders and France. Now she is again asking another question. Can you measure the grief of the tears I weep, or compass the woe of the watch I keep? So now the poet Sarojini Naidu, she is becoming more emotional, and she is becoming more sentimental, because she is the mother, and she is talking here not only as one mother, but she is talking on the behalf of all the mothers. That how can you how can you understand the pain of losing a son? How can you measure the grief? Can you measure my pain? Can you measure the tears that I cry? Can you measure the amount of water that comes out of my eyes each and every day because of my son? So this is again another question which is asked by the poet Saraswati Naidu on the behalf of the Indian mothers. So again in the next video I shall continue with the rest of it. Okay? Thank you class.